"Hey guys," I said. "Hey Thomas," they both said back. "What's this?" "This is something Richard brought for the playground," Henry answered. "Yeah," Richard added. "It's a springy tight rope that people can play on. It also works really good as a slingshot." "Don't you think people could get hurt if they fall off?" I asked. "Duh," Richard replied. "That's what the mat is for." "Oh, I get it now." "Help us set it up." Henry and I moved the rope over to the mat, then held up two poles. Richard hammered the poles into the ground and tied the rope to both of them. "And done. Thanks for the help, guys." "No problem, Richard," Henry replied. "So who wants to try it first?" "Not me," Henry and I answered. "You babies." "Well, why don't you try it?" I asked. "I already tried it before I brought it here." "All right, fine. I'll try it." I was about to get on, but then Suzanne and Elizabeth came over to us, so I used that as an excuse to stop. "It took you too long enough to get here," Suzanne said. "It's only been like 20 minutes, Richard responded. "Besides, we were carrying this thing for the playground all the way here." "Well, it's very nice of you to bring something people can have fun with," Elizabeth stated. "Yeah, I know." We all looked at the tightrope. "So do you guys want to play on it now, or have some food I set up on that blanket over there?" Elizabeth pointed to the blanket. "Might as well eat first," Richard said. "These two scaredy cats don't want to walk on it." "Hey," I started saying. "I was just about to walk on it, but I am getting hungry." "I choose food over getting hurt," Henry said as he walked over to the blanket. We all followed him and grabbed a sandwich from the basket she had. We could have easily sat on the benches to eat our food, but something felt special about sitting on the blanket. I wasn't sure how she brought all this stuff when she only had a small bag with her, but I wasn't going to complain about it. We all took a bite from our sandwiches simultaneously. "Yummy," Suzanne stated. "These are delicious." "Thank you," Elizabeth responded. "I made them myself." We ate our food in silence while we listened to the birds chirp. Once our food was gone, Richard broke the silence. "Look," he shouted out as he pointed behind the rest of us. "It's the mayor." We looked in the direction he pointed and saw Jomo Kenta, the mayor of the town. He was a tall, dark-skinned man with short hair and always wore business attire. It was easy to see how friendly he was as he walked on the sidewalk nearby the park and waved to people as he passed by. The three people in the park who weren't at the picnic with us went over to speak with the mayor. "He is such a great leader," Elizabeth said with admiration. "He really is," Richard added, "but you better not make him mad, or he will put a spell on you." He chuckled. "It doesn't seem like he could ever get mad." "Yeah," I said, agreeing with Elizabeth. "Plus, there's no such thing as magic." "Yes, Thomas," Richard replied, sounding slightly annoyed. "Everyone knows magic isn't real." He grabbed another sandwich. "So has Mr. Kenta been the mayor for the whole 30 years of no crime?" "Almost," Suzanne answered. "He has been the mayor for 29 years. "So he didn't start the reputation of this town?" "I think he did," Elizabeth responded. "He just wasn't the mayor when he started it all, but because he was so great at fixing problems, he was elected as mayor." "Oh, okay. That makes sense." I paused for a moment to take a sip of water. "So is everyone having a good time?" "Yes," Henry and Elizabeth answered at the same time. "I'm having a great time," Suzanne replied as she leaned towards me and gave me a kiss on the lips. "Look at the new couple," Richard stated. "Thomas and Suzanne, sitting in a tree. Kissing." He started laughing. "Must you be so childish?" Suzanne asked angrily. "I'm just having some fun." "You can't think of a better way to have fun than that?" I asked. Well, now that you mention it, I do have something better. He stood up and stretched. But I have somewhere to be right about now, so I'll see you guys later. We waved to him and he started to walk away. Oh, and Thomas, good luck with that storm. He chuckled as he left the park. What is he talking about? Elizabeth asked. He's just playing around with me about something that happened last night, I responded, trying to make it seem like the situation didn't bother me. Okay. She looked at her phone. Oh, snap. Suzanne, it's time for us to go. They both stood up. Where are you girls going? Henry asked. We have a meeting to be at. Oh, okay. See you later, Henry and I both waved. Bye, Elizabeth and Suzanne both said. Elizabeth picked up her bag, then left the park with Suzanne. After the girls left, Henry and I decided to leave too. We only had a brief conversation on our way home. So Thomas, Henry started saying, do you think a storm will really come? Probably not, I responded. If we're basing our prediction on the weather pattern of this town, it will only be a light drizzle at the most. I don't think some random caller will change that. We should still keep an eye on the weather. I agree. If a storm comes, it could ruin the town. It's not prepared for really bad weather. The land is slanted in on the town, and there's no storm drains. Maybe the caller was a weatherman trying to let us know something was coming. He chuckled, and I did too. I guess that's always possible. When we got to our house, I saw a silhouette of a man standing in the upstairs window. As we approached the door, the figure disappeared. I didn't know Dad was home, I said. He is? Henry asked, confused. Yeah, I just saw him in the window. I thought he was working today. I did too. We walked inside. Hey, Dad, Henry called out. There was no response. I don't think he's here. But I saw someone in the window. I closed the door, ran upstairs, and went into my dad's room. I did not see him as I looked around the large room. I was confused since I knew I saw something in the window. Maybe it was just the curtains, I whispered to myself. As I turned to walk out, I seen a figure dash down the hallway to my room. I was startled and stood still for a moment before I followed the figure to my room. For some reason, it felt like a few minutes went past as I walked down the hallway. Even though it was daytime, the hallway still felt really dark. I was afraid of seeing a stranger in my room, but I felt like seeing someone would have been better than what I actually saw. Entering my room, there wasn't anyone at all, but I found a finger sitting on my shelf. It looked like the same one that I found in my food during my date with Suzanne. My jaw dropped, and my body started shaking. Henry entered the room too. He briefly looked at me, but did not say anything. I assumed he was staring at the finger just as I was. I had no idea how much time passed by as we both stood there in our trance. The finger must have been off balance on the shelf, 'cause it fell to the floor. As it did, I passed out.